I don't want to be muted.
Well, too bad. We're live. Welcome, everyone, to the G1 Game Days podcast, where we talk about video games. And holy fuck, there was a lot of video games announced in the last 2 weeks. It all started after the last podcast.
Right.
So,
video games.
Yeah. We kind of like them here. I'm your host, Johnny Chase. Down here, I got Reset Patrick. And down here, I got Short Bus Eric.
I like cheese.
And Jimbo Socks is in the chat, likes to tell us that Rope is a liar. yeah, but I'm best liar.
No, that's Dumpster.
Oh, it's funny because tonight,
pretty choice at that.
The night that we're streaming this, Robe hosted Captain Tsubasa game, but only a Zero to Hero had it, so it didn't really make for a good multiplayer game day. I figured, well, maybe he'll just play the campaign, but then he's like, no, we're going to switch to Among Us, which we're going to be playing at the end of the week. Holy crap, that, I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I know it's getting popular on Twitch, and it's an older-ass game, but a whole lot of people didn't really grab onto it first. But, man, is that game not great?
Yeah.
What am I saying? It's not great. It was fun.
It's freaking amazing. Is what it is. Let's be honest. We're seeing a lot of like really small games like that just starting to kick some serious.
Yeah. And I found that I'm a very good liar.
Social deduction games are always a really big thing among friends. I think the issue before was a lot of people didn't know about it, so you had to play on mobile with randos. But now there's a lot of people staying at home because we're still going through COVID. Some people have found out about this and they thought, I can play this with my friends. Wait, I can stream this with my friends. And that's when it exploded.
Yeah. And I think currently right now it's the #1 game being streamed on Twitch. If I could pull this up here. I hit browse. Yeah, it's currently 400,000 concurrent viewers right now.
Oh, sure.
Shortly under Just Chatting at 278. So the top other video game on there is surprisingly League of Legends. They might have a tournament going on or something. I don't know. But it seems to be like the standard ones that are on there. Fall Guys, even they had a mid-season update there. They've fallen down a little bit. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's just like a cycle of games going on right now. But I think, honestly, it's what the viewership is down on most things based on what we're going to talk about here soon. What are you saying that your video and audio is not matching up and hate it? Do a clap sync. I think that the clap was before, or the sound was before the clap, apparently. That's odd.
That is.
How am I? Eric.
Clap.
Okay, you're on point. Winnie Man says gross. If you're watching this post-recording on YouTube and you're wondering what we're doing and what we're talking about, you need to be here every other Wednesday. We need to do this live. You need to be here live when we do this.
Right.
Especially tonight, because holy shit, we got a lot to talk about. I have a bunch of tabs open for news, but even so, there's like video upon video upon video. Because I just looked to gaming websites for like amalgamated videos and news about all the shit that's just been announced. Eric Best, then Johnny, then other guy, I forgot his name. I'm the one that's live streaming the show. I should be the best, right? I don't know.
I see how it is.
All right. Well, we normally start these podcasts off by talking about our past weeks. Short Bus, I know you've been having better weeks than most because the little one's finally out of the house. He's back in school.
I will say that my mental health has gotten better. Yeah, no, we're doing good. We were taking a look at my standard fare, Dauntless, Gears, Titanfall.
I saw today.
Dauntless has come back strong. We checked out what was it, Hot Shots Racing.
Mm-hmm. Opinions, because I only got to see you play a little bit of the Grand Prix.
I like it.
Awesome.
I like it. It's a phenomenal. It'll make a phenomenal game day. And by the way, kids, Game Pass.
Yeah, it is on Game Pass. I don't think it's cross-platform. So it's by Sumo Digital. They're the guys that did the Sega All-Star Racing games on the 360. And this game's kind of a spiritual successor to Virtual Racing and Daytona.
Yeah.
It's got a low poly, like Sega AM2 aesthetic to the whole thing.
Yeah,
which I love.
But it handles so beautifully. Yeah, you have that old school artistic style that you got from AM2 games, but with a modern arcade feel to it. So very good.
So when I tested it out shortly after we did Fall Guys on PC, you could do a party of 4, but you can set up private matches in a lobby of 8. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So whenever we get around to it, that's going to make for a phenomenal game day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, Game Pass.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you said Dauntless, Gears.
Yeah, my standard fare. I haven't really changed it up. A little bit of Wasteland 3. I keep falling in and out of that one. I don't know why.
Have you gone back to Elite at all?
I'm actually going to revisit Elite tomorrow. We're going to go back in there. I'm going to go back in tomorrow for a little bit and see what has been happening in that universe, because there have been a lot of changes. Especially with they're finally getting around to their next paid DLC at the beginning of the year, or in Q1 of next year.
That's the first-person shooter.
First-person shooter, yeah. So it's going to be a first-person aspect, and so kind of exciting.
Nice.
So I got to see what's going on with that.
Trying to say you think as you were doing something else, I can't remember.
I mean, dabbling in Fall Guys. I'm definitely going to make Among Us. I'm definitely going to bring that into the fold, because we're having, with as much fun as I've been having. Although I think I might, shell out the $5 for the desktop version, because the mobile version it's good, it works. But I'd rather have a desktop.
The desktop version is significantly better.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is I'll use my my Surface, so that way I still get touchscreen. Yeah, I still get the touchscreen aspect of it.
Yeah.
So.
No. Melanie was intrigued by it. She was watching the game days of it tonight, and she's like, "Hey, can we do this for date night some night?" I was like, "Absolutely."
Right.
That would be great. Like, I do it on my screen, you do it on your screen.
Honey, double dating with the with the chases. I'm just saying.
Well, Patrick, what have you been up to? It's been a while since you've been on the podcast. So, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
I think it's been over 2 years, if I'm counting correctly. So that's been a hot minute. I have been playing a tremendous amount of Among Us with some folks over on my Discord. Monday we played that for 2 hours, just no stream, no recording, anything like that, just to see, exactly what to expect, how it would flow, and it was amazing. You get some friends in. I'm sure you guys experienced that tonight. It is a blast, just pure bliss. Then I did a recording yesterday so I could make a YouTube video, and then ended up streaming it tonight, and it's been so much fun. So the thing I can say is anybody who hasn't played that with friends, or maybe you missed tonight's game day, you got to try it. It's just so solid. Also been playing Final Fantasy 14 with a lot of the people in my community. And here's Mittens. Hey, Mittens. Speaking of my community.
This is Swan walk by the camera.
It's the queen. There she is. No, don't knock the microphone. But yes, Final Fantasy 14. So that's been a lot of fun with friends while I'm trying to figure out how that goes. I'm very familiar with World of Warcraft, but not really 14. I'm trying to get more familiar with it. People want me to be a 14 streamer. We'll see about that. Non-streaming though.
MMO streaming though that can be a rough gig.
It can be a rough gig, but like guys like Asmongold are rich off of it.
Right.
If you can get it right, it's a ticket. I just don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's my ticket. Non-streaming wise, over in my Discord, we're doing a how many games can you beat? Any old school G1s will know that from the forums. It's a game that Administrator Fox created many, many moons ago. I think he started it in 2011. So we're continuing that. We're trying to see how many games we can finish by the end of 2020. I'm currently working on original Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Very nice.
Oh, are you playing that old school on disc? One of the newer versions with the quality of life improvements? Or
PSP, so I can make sure I'm doing it everywhere I go.
All right. I mean, well, if you had it on the Switch, you could take it everywhere you go to, but...
No, that's true. That's true, but I'm a cheapskate.
Then you get the quality of life. And then you get the quality of life.
Yeah, 3 times the speed and no encounters.
I've been outed as a cheapskate. No.
That's all right.
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that, because I used a rewind feature that I didn't actually beat the game. Or save states or anything like that.
I can't do a Mike Matei voice, but you know the answer.
All I gotta do it too. I just yell at the top of my lungs and just start screaming, fuck, shit. I will give him credit though. He did beat Snake Around Roll, legit. I have a save state on the Rare Replay, and I don't think it's physically possible to beat that game on the Xbox because, like, I'm mashing the B button to hit the tongue, and it's not doing it fast enough. So I'm like, okay, either I need some type of controller that will respond to multiple presses of the button, or I need a turbo controller, but I don't think they make turbo controllers for the Xbox One.
I mean, legitimately, Mike Matei is a great gamer. The guy that has serious old school skill, but I don't appreciate the gatekeeping.
It also comes with the anger too, which I can attest because I'll talk about what I've been doing on stream. So I finished up Order 1886. I don't know if I talked about it last time because I was trying to... Every podcast, I try to go through the list of stuff I finished on streams just to make sure I don't repeat myself. But I did Order 1886 on PS4. Not terrible. Not super great. I give it a 6 out of 10. Which is... it's okay. I like the lore. It's a very pretty game. The whole, like, pick up anything and look at it just kind of got old after a while. I'm like, am I doing this for Chivos? Am I doing this for story? Not really.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I kind of hated. I thought was neat, but I was like, why did you only do it once? There's a section where you have to call on your Zeppelin, and you have to aim down with the left trigger and tap the touchpad, which just acts as a button. No pressure sensitivity. But you have to do Morse code to send your signal. I said, oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder when I'll get to do that again. That was the only time you got to do it in the game. Just that one section. So I was like, you built this mechanic to do the... and you just put in that one section. I mean, I don't agree with Tom that it's so bad that it should be his bad gameplay through, which is owed through the game days. I think he really should pick something else, but I mean, to each his own. Everyone likes what they like and everyone dislikes what they dislike. I wanted to see if I agreed with the popular opinion that this is one of the worst games of whatever year it came out. No, it's okay.
I wouldn't go.
It's okay to be okay.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's worthy of like a bad game day gameplay.
Yeah.
No, not that far. But 6 out of 10, I don't agree with that either. I really hated the gameplay of it. It was a beautiful game. The lore was really cool, but it was a chore to play, and I hated going through it. Hated it so much that I didn't bother finishing.
what do I call it? Gears of the Round Table.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a PlayStation version of Gears.
I think the reason why people just take shots to it so hard is when PS4 came out, that was one of the games it boasted was, look at this, it's Order 1886. But when you play it, it was just horrible.
It's just that's probably why a lot of people hated it. It was because Sony built it up as, oh my god, this is the best next big thing in gaming, and it's like you could have easily done this on the PS3 with worse graphics.
Well, I mean, I'll ask you this question too. Rise Son of Rome, do you think that was exactly the title Xbox One should have kicked things off with?
No.
Haven't played it yet.
I did.
It's sitting on my hard drive.
I did. I liked it. But it wasn't, it definitely wasn't that shouldn't have been a kickoff.
No.
It was a very good game.
If it wasn't a kickoff, people probably would have been a little kinder to it. Same way with Order 1886, but because you have new hardware and you're expecting the best of the best, you're not delivered the best of the best, you're going to be extremely harsh.
True. So, yeah, I finished that up, and then I fulfilled something I haven't done in years and haven't done on stream is I beat... Wait, actually injected from my GameCube here. It's still sitting there. Come on out. I beat this gem, Batman on Game Boy. So this is a underappreciated gem. I think everyone should play it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it's like... You know, everyone praises Batman on NES, but Batman on Game Boy is just as good. I mean, there's like, shmup levels where you're the Batwing, and you can fire forwards and backwards, and you're taking out an endless supply of biplanes and jets and missiles, which you presume are the Jokers. Yes, on Game Boy, made by Sunsoft, same developers, has a kick-ass soundtrack. And probably one of the more frustrating levels, final levels of a Game Boy game, where it's an auto scroller and you have to be pixel perfect on your jumps, and then you just bullet spam the Joker until he's dead. And it was one of those like great, like, yeah, I did it moments. But the whole time I'm just like, fuck this game for being so hard. I love you. You're a great game, but you're so goddamn hard.
I find that really interesting because, I mean, I'm no Game Boy expert, but how many games can you think of on Game Boy that had any shmup stuff at all? That's really interesting.
Nemesis from Konami, which basically was a super downgraded Gradius.
Gradius, yeah.
I think that's it.
Right, but that was...
But then, like... But there's R-Type, but that's a Game Boy Color game. It doesn't really count.
Right. No, I'm talking about like when with original hardware, not color or anything like that.
Yeah, I really can't think of any because like there's a vast library on the Game Boy, but a lot of it's not good.
Oh no,
there's some gems on there, but like, yeah, the majority of the Game Boy hardware library is.
Yeah, it can be rough.
Actually, I did the campaign of Star Wars Battlefront 2 because I was always curious about that. Not bad. No, it's interesting. Then I finished it up last night. I did Mario Galaxy 2, the game that Nintendo forgot in our coming news segment. I finished that up last night. I don't know if it was my sensor bar or what, but just the reason I'm looking forward to the 3D All-Stars is I want to play Mario Galaxy on a controller with proper button placement and no motion bullshit. I want to see how that controls, and I'm just like, if you could do this for the first game, do it for the second one. Just keep your motion controls away.
I'm curious to see how Galaxy plays in undocked, because how are you going to do that unless you can touchscreen it while you're playing? But even then, that's not exactly the safest way to play that, because you would have to, keep your hand away and then use it to press.
I think they said that there is controller support for Galaxy. Like, you're not going to have to use the Joy-Con to aim at the screen to do the pointing.
Okay.
Because, like, basically the pointing was just to collect the star bits, which you could just walk over anyway.
Well, you could also stun enemies, too.
True. Which I didn't realize until like halfway through my playthrough. It was like, I wonder if I could just, and I shoot the beats. I was like, okay, this is a lot easier than just
You
avoiding
didn't
them.
immediately know that?
Well, I
Oh,
knew,
no.
I just didn't care. I just didn't want to do it.
And the number one reason why shit doesn't get done on the G1 Game Days, it's not that we didn't know we had to do it, we just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
We didn't care.
We didn't care.
Yeah.
What
Yo,
do you mean?
I'm not Aaron where it's just right there and I forget because I'm telling stupid jokes. No, it was there. I just don't care.
Right, you're not
Like they literally told you. I was like, I know they told me. I don't care. Let me do it my way. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll look up a playthrough.
Perfect.
Seems legit. Do it all the time. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what else I have. Oh, and like getting off and on Fall Guys, which I don't think I have on a news story anywhere. Yeah, because there's just so much to talk about right now. I mean, we could just briefly talk about it, like the mid-season update they just dropped. Because at first they were like, "Oh yeah, Big Yeetus. Oh yeah, that's a funny joke, right? We're gonna put this random hammer in," and they're like, "Oh no, that's true."
Right?
Yeah. And like
I haven't touched the game since this update, so I don't even know.
Yeah. So what it is, Patrick, is that they have put modifiers on almost all the maps, if not all of them. So what you think you know about the maps could drastically change. And they could be even subtle ones. There was one where we were doing God, I get them mixed up. It's Gate Crash. Yeah, gate crash is the one where you jump over them that go up and down. DoorDash is the one you smash through.
Correct.
Yeah, they reverse it. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, so gate crash. Like when you get to the last part and there's the slime that goes down, and you've got the two doors that go up and down, and then the one in the middle, and they alternate. We played it one night, and they were going like they were alternating. I was like, "What is this?" And I'm like trying to line up my shot and just. And
right.
it knocked me out.
Well, and I was watching Donut stream it the other day, and we noticed that on Whirly Gig, fans were going in the opposite direction.
Yep.
And then of course, the Big Yeetus that randomly shows up.
Yeah. So there was one where it's at the end of DoorDash. So when you get through that third gate, or the three gates and this just the one, and everyone falls down to the bottom and there's that mad dash, you can just run through, or you can run in front of that big hammer that's going like this, and that can yeet you to the finish line before anyone else.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh, it's
There's also two variations on Fall Ball that I've seen. So one is they'll have a rotating disc in the middle where the balls will spawn. And another one has two hammers next to each goal that will swing around and knock the ball around. It leads to lower scores because no one's just, racking up the points, but man, it messes with your mind.
Yep, nope, never mind. I had a thought. It's gone.
Fall Mountain, they've added more hammers.
Mm-hmm.
Hexagon, I haven't seen anything different with Hexagon. It looks the same.
Sure.
That's all I can think. Yeah, like I said, it's just variations. Actually, I was watching Julie earlier doing Slime Climb. So when you get to the very top, instead of the three swinging balls, there's just more back and forth. Well, people are calling them donuts because there's sprinkles on them. So they're just like four more of those alternating, and it's like this is the kind of the update that they needed before season 2 hits in a couple weeks, because it keeps it just a little bit more fresh before you get those brand new maps and those new and that new aesthetic.
Well, I mean, they did. It looks like they did brighten up the color palette a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed some color changes here and there to it.
Well, there should be, brighter colors. There are jelly beans and there's donuts and all those types of things everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Candyland.
No, I've been that's been my new addiction. Other than like I've slowly gotten out of my other addiction, which was to do my dailies in Halo 5 and Halo Master Chief Collection to get stuff unlocked. Because I'm still missing my big Yeetus execution that one banana poet in the chat has, where when you get assassinated, you get stabbed, a sticky grenade put on you, grab you by the boot, and just go yeet.
Yep.
Love that assassination.
I need that.
Yeah.
We all need that.
Yeah. And there she is in chat going yeet.
Yeet.
All right. Well, that's been our weeks. So before we get into the news, it's time to remind you fine folks, and I'm not saying I'm going to read this because I don't have anything technically to read. I'm just going off the cuff.
Man,
Let you know that the G1 Game Days podcast is brought to you by Raise Energy and Rep Sports. So if you go to repsports.com with 2 P's and use promo code GameDays, you'll get 50% off your order at checkout. So you can get some Raise Energy drinks, some protein, popcorn. They sell a great variety of other things on their website. Short Bus Eric is the one that kind of brought the company to our attention. So what are you currently drinking right now from Raise? Like, what's your current go-to flavor?
Current go-to flavor is still the sour gummy worm, although I did get my hands on the grape bubble gum, which tasted not really grapey and not a whole lot of bubble gum, so it was really good. That's generally been my go-to. Followed up by the Galaxy Starburst, and the only ones I can still really find right now, at least down here, are Voodoo. Is the other big one.
Yeah,
but I generally try to go for the sour gummy worms.
Yeah.
So it's got that nice little bite.
Yeah. So the great thing about Raise Energy is that there is no sugar, so it's not going to give you that sugar crash that a lot of energy drinks give you. It's also keto friendly, so if you're on that keto diet, this will be the perfect thing to have for a pick-me-up. So once again, if you use promo code GameDays at checkout, you'll save 50% off your order at checkout. And all the proceeds from those orders go to our Extra Life Fund that we dump on our Extra Life campaign at the end of the year. So when you're picking up some energy drinks or protein popcorn or whatever you want from Rep Sports, that is going directly towards the kids. So once again, that's repsports.com with 2 P's. Use promo code GameDays at checkout. Save 15% off your order. Thanks, Rep Sports.
Okay. And real quick, if I can say, guys, about Extra Life. Let's give you your update, your monthly update. The current PayPal balance. This is all the money that we've taken in through bits and subs and everything since the beginning of the year is up to $3,918.36.
Mm-hmm.
The total in direct donations is $2,704. That brings us to a grand total of $66,23.15.
I honestly think like we're a month and a half away from the game day. We're probably going to hit our expected goal before then.
Checks are in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's so seriously, guys, thank you very much for helping us just kick ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I especially want to thank each and every one of you because, as you know, it's the WVU Medicine Children's Hospital this year, and that's
his
my
hospital.
home state.
Yeah.
That's right in my backyard. So, guys, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yeah. And just to give you guys so a little bit more of an insight as to how we deal with these things, if you want to always know more about that, for the YouTube audience, this will probably be too late. But we are going to be having a community panel for RTX at home on Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if it's being live streamed on Twitch. We're still waiting for the final details on that, but I believe it's going to be myself, Debaser, Claire, Jimbo. We're all going to be together. We're all going to be hosting a panel, basically talking about, why we do this, how we do this. And I think if we have some enough time at the end, we'll be fielding questions. We're pretty excited about that. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern as part of RTX at home and the RT community. Oh yeah, Mr. Teo Wolf will be on the panel as well. Sorry, Wolf, I don't have the document in front of me to show who's all on there. Just kind of getting this all out on the spot. Ba-ba-ba-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's an RT joke there. But yeah, talk about goals too. I think we're gonna shatter it on Saturday though, because it's Mario Challenge 4.
Oof.
You guys need 125 to hard reset me. Everyone else is still at their initial start. Because I know that Silent gave 75 or gave 50 to reset Robe, but that was Robe. That got reset because it's Shiro again. Unless he's late again.
Shiro.
Yeah. Oh no, he knows. I'll be bugging him throughout the week there just to be on the safety side. Give all the golden horseshoes you can. Yeah, I'm at World with no warps, but you know what? They might pull together. They might reset me because they want to see one of you guys succeed. They want to see me fail, I think.
You shouldn't waste your money on helping me succeed. I don't think there's any hope for me. But if you want to, remember it helps the children, so who cares if I lose? You're still doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That's right, Debbie Downer.
All right. Well, with that, we got a lot to talk about in the news, so it's time to get into the news. The vocal sounds of One Jibbo Socks and the tunes of Mr. Fat Man. First off, so the day after our podcast, Nintendo was like, hey, it's Mario's 35th anniversary. Let's just hit you with a bunch of stuff. First off, what we were just talking about earlier, it's Mario 3D All-Stars. So it's a collection of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy 1 coming to the Switch this Friday. Amongst, now that we know of some stuff, a little bit of controversy, maybe, depending on who cares about it. So, what I found out is that Mario 64 is apparently the Japanese version of the game. I want to see the 1.1 version. So right there, instead of saying "So long, King Bowser" or "So long, Gay Bowser," as we all giggly said as children, I guess that's the one that also patches out the backwards jump glitch that a lot of speedrunners do. Sunshine apparently is the PAL version, which a lot of people are going to press their glasses into and say, oh, it's like 2 frames slower than whatever. I don't know a whole lot about the Galaxy version of the game, but I guess it leaked yesterday, and people data mined it and found out that Mario 64 and Sunshine are running on emulators.
No.
Which, like, they're all in their right to do because it's their intellectual property if they want to use emulators to get these games running.
For shame.
But that wasn't even that's the latest controversy with this package. The first controversy was, hey, it's coming out September 18th, but if you don't have a Switch until after March, you're not allowed to get it because we're only selling it until March. Which, does that really make sense to anyone?
Let's just say it. No, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Why? Why do you hate money, Nintendo? I'm pointing at you.
It makes absolutely no sense why they're basically gating something like this.
All I can hear in my head is Cooney from the movie UHF with Weird Al Yankovic. Stupid! You're so stupid. In fact, Woody Man used that exact clip from in his best ofs this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just like stupid.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason why this would make sense and they've decided to limit how long it's going to be there is if they're about to launch all of the different platforms on the Switch for online. Like, you're going to get your N64 and your GameCube and your Wii, but we all know that's not going to happen.
Nope.
So, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand the strategy.
Yeah. And not only that, from what I've been hearing, and from my own EB Games store, I went to pre-order it, and they said, "Oh, just to let you know, this doesn't guarantee you a copy on Friday." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, we don't know how many we're getting yet." Then why are you taking pre-orders? Well, it's just no. Why are you taking pre-orders then? He's like, "Well, we still have to. I mean, you can come in on launch day, and if we have one, then, okay, so it just means that you're going to take pre-orders, and it's first come, first serve with that receipt who gets it. Like, general public can't come in. Joe Blow can't come in and say, I didn't pre-order it, but I want a copy. Because if they did and you sell that, you're a douchebag.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I will be waking up at 9 in the morning to walk to my local Walmart before work and hope to God that the scalpers don't wake up at the same time I do to go get a copy. And then I'll waltz over the work. If not, if they're already sold out by the time I get to the Walmart, then I have to wait at my work, punch in at 10, and go, oh yeah, I just need to do one thing before I start work, and run to every other store and find a copy before I start my work. Yeah, because apparently some stores are not getting enough to meet demands in their area. One Sean Boland of Game Attack tweeted out last night that all 3 copies he pre-ordered for The Office have been canceled. And a lot of G1s that work at retail have said, oh, that's weird because my store, we have 70 pre-orders, but we've got 120 copies confirmed.
Right.
It's Nintendo once again not
it's
missing the point as to their own nostalgia. They're like, oh, 2 million units should be enough. Do you remember how many units of your original console you sold back in the day? And how many people are like, hey, 30 games on one little tiny machine and I don't have to blow in the cartridge? Yeah, I want that. Oh, wait, they only made 2 million? Oh, guess I'm not getting one. Or if I am, I'm going to have to buy one off a dirty scalper.
Yeah, just to put into perspective, I got scared into doing like an online pre-order because I didn't want to go in person for fear that they wouldn't have enough copies at the store I went to. So I thought, well, they have to have enough in their warehouse. I decided to pull it up. My order still hasn't shipped. It's Wednesday. I'm screwed. I'm very screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm the small 2% camp that I really don't care. Like, at the time I really enjoyed Mario 64, but I didn't like Mario Sunshine, and I, as such, never played Galaxy. So,
Well, I kind of agree with Fizime when he said at E3 that Galaxy was kind of the spiritual successor to 64, that Sunshine wasn't. Sunshine, I don't think it's that. I think it just gets a bad rap because the GameCube was kind of their, hey, let's experiment phase, where it's like, let's take these franchises and do something different. And then when they got to the Wii, we're like, okay, that obviously didn't work. Let's just go back to what we know with our franchises. So they went back to what they know.
I love all 3 games, and I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? I'm one of these people. I'm not going to shit on you because, you like a game that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, I love getting the opposite. Yeah, I love being on the opposite end of that. Where like, no, I don't like those games. Like, what's wrong with you? It was like,
well,
that's
yeah.
fine.
I mean, you haven't even tried
There you
Galaxy,
go.
so.
Yeah.
If somebody expects you to have an opinion of that game, you haven't even tried it. How can you?
Right.
Well, like I said, I will go through a majority. Well, I'm not going to stream. I'm going to play on my own time, but I will see about Galaxy, how it handles on controller, and I'll let you know. Because I think, like, I enjoy Galaxy, even with, like, the stupidness of the motion controls for spinning. Like, if you just give me that on a dedicated button, I'll be happy. But yeah. So March 31st, 2021 is when they are pulling it off the shelves, and apparently digitally too, because that's just whole types of crazy. In a world where we can get, spoiler alert for the Ubisoft stuff we're talking about later, like Scott Pilgrim's coming back. Like, who would have thunk that? Something that got delisted long ago, it's coming back on newer machines. But Nintendo's like, yeah, 6 months. No, we're gonna take that off. I'm like,
oh, I got one heavier for you. In a world where you can play Night Trap on a Nintendo system, you only have to have this for 8 months.
Yes, when those Congress hearings where that guy from Nintendo says, "As long as I live, you'll never see Night Trap on a Nintendo console." Oh shit, Nintendo Switch copy right here.
Oh no.
Oh no, I lied. But I'm probably not with the company anymore.
It's ridiculous.
I agree with Pat from Castle Super Beast. We should all go to our stores with stickers that says, "Okay to steal after March 31st." So yeah, after March 31st, Nintendo, if I decide to play that PC port of Mario 64 or Sunshine and Galaxy on my Dolphin emulator, you aren't allowed to say shit, because you basically told us, oh, April 1st, no, you can't play our games anymore, but I want to. No, we don't want your money anymore after March 31st. So like, all right, guess I'll steal it then. I'll take it to court. Oh, I tried to give you money, but you said no, so...
I feel that the logic might be slightly flawed, but I see where you're going.
Yeah. Next up for the 5th anniversary, what are the fabled few games still left on the Wii U? It's finally coming to the Switch. Super Mario 3D World. Plus Bowser's Fury. So it looks like they're adding extra stuff into it. And from what I hear, online play.
What? Online play? I haven't heard that.
I think it's rumored. I think someone confirmed it. Competitive multiplayer. Oh no, sorry, that's the bottom one there. Yeah, deluxe version of Wii platformer Super Mario 3D World, which leaked ahead of time. Officially titled Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So this isn't coming out until February. But from what I've been hearing is that you'll be able to play online. Hopefully it's not Garbo.
Again.
I want to buy it again. I am kind of curious, because there are certain levels in that game that without the gamepad you physically could not play. Like, you get there and they're like, "Oh, you're playing on classic controller? Fuck you, play on the Wii U pad."
Mm-hmm.
But it's large and Garbo, and I don't want to. It's like, well, you gotta blow in the microphone for this and touch the screen for that. I'm like, maybe that's why the Bowser's Fury thing is in there, to kind of offset those levels. Wolf is saying confirmed product page on Switch mentions online play.
That's amazing. Yes, I am buying this again.
Yeah, I'll totally buy it again too. Like, Mario 3D World was great on the Wii U. The only problem is that it was on.
I never had a Wii U.
That's exactly why.
Yeah,
it was on the Wii U.
So when I was still doing Reset Press and we were doing our podcast, Tanner and I would constantly defend the Wii U, and we went down swinging. Dead Warriors, still defending, and we know it's a garbage system. No one bought it, so it's really good that this game gets a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played it before, it's so good. The soundtrack itself is amazing. If you haven't heard it,
yeah. It's all nice and jazzy. I mean, you can hear some of the tunes if you do 3D World levels in Mario Maker 2.
The Ghost House. The Ghost House is probably the best track.
So yeah, that's coming out. So there are, I would say, 2 or 3 Wii U games that are still worth porting. Xenoblade Chronicles X, Star Fox Zero. I can't think of the third one off the top of my head right now. There's really nothing else on the Wii U that's worth porting.
Interesting. You think Star Fox Zero deserves a shot?
If they can get rid of the garbage controls that force
Can
you to
they?
use the gamepad.
Can they? Because Miyamoto was stuck on that and wouldn't have it any other way, and that's what ruined the game.
So he should admit that he was wrong and put it on the Switch with proper controls.
He usually admits he's wrong about 10 years later, so we haven't hit that threshold yet.
Oh, Jay's mentioning Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Zelda's 35th anniversary is next year, so they could.
Because nostalgia boners.
Yeah, they could. All right. This one I'm
mobile.
This I'm intrigued with because
Yes.
I didn't expect this out of anywhere. Well, actually I did, because Nintendo has a way of canceling fan projects and making their own version only worse. So we got Mario 35. Like Tetris 99, it is apparently a Super Mario Brothers Battle Royale where you go through the game and send all kinds of crap and enemies to your screen and get the player knocked out. And I guess rando power-ups. I don't know. It's still very, very new. But here's the big problem with this when it's coming up. And I'll pause it for posterity. There you go. October 31st is coming out, but it's only playable until March.
Another one that doesn't make any sense. Why would you introduce something that you know is going to be a hit, just like Tetris 99? The people are going to want to play for quite a while to come.
Right.
But you're going to take it away in March.
Like,
oh, no.
Exclusive offer for Nintendo Switch Online members. Obviously, you're going to need to play it online, but like, to change.org things actually work? Can we make change.org to say, Nintendo, like, I will give you money to keep this going. Like, Tetris 99 is free to play, but you could pay money if you want to unlock other modes. Like, if you give me a $9.99 option to play offline against bots, I will buy it to keep this game alive.
Yeah, what was it? It was like, it was what, $9.99 you could do, but it unlocks, it not only unlocked
but
solo
marathon mode. Like, you could just play regular old Tetris.
The hilarious part is everybody already pays for things like that because they have no dedicated service for their online play. You are literally handing them money for nothing. And they can't keep this up.
No.
It's amazing.
I mean, I'll try it. I'll try it because I'll go throw that in with my Battle Royale incentives from my own thing. But I question your decision. And no one in Nintendo's talking about why they did this. Like, Keely, can you call up your... yeah, he has no friends at Nintendo anymore. He still hasn't buttered up Doug Bowser yet. He's got Fizame, but Fizame's been switched over to GameStop to help run that into the ground.
If this continues, I don't know if I can be Team Bowser anymore. That hurts.
This is interesting once the... the ad's not playing. So, Mario Kart Live Home Tour, whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
So, remote control Mario Kart cars with a camera built in. And
you control with your Switch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a second one with a friend. And, like, you build your own tracks. So, there's, like, these cardboard checkpoints that you set up. And then there's, like, a Lakitu that throws paint on you. And you're like, all right, drive around and make a course.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to get on board with that. And then there's the 40-year-old version of me going, dude, no, just...
Like, I can still make a track in my house. I have the room to do this, but I don't have the child to have to enjoy this yet.
Right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Minibus, if you were older, would love it.
Yeah.
Would love it.
So like right there, like it shows them drawing out the track, and you can draw out a like type of track you want.
It's a nice little ad/demo, but I'm still not convinced it's going to work the way they're showing.
Like, not at all.
Oh no.
Will the toys work? Sure, but are you going to get the gameplay experience with them? I'm not fully buying that. I'd have to see it in action first.
Yeah. I'd like to know what would happen if you got hit with an item. Would the actual car spin out? Like, would the radio control car spin out?
Right.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like it'll have a little motor in there that's got like 4 different levels, and if you get hit by something, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Switch to level 1. But the issue with that is the toy's going to tear up over time.
I think this. My brains got blown right now. This is what that Hey Ask What You Playing was talking about when she was dreaming up Nintendo Land. She's like, there'll be a Mario Kart where there'll be sensors where you could throw shells, and then if you got hit with one, you would spin out. I'm like, oh my god. people at Nintendo are listening to Ashley Birch.
There you go.
And I think there's a couple more things left on here. They're making a Game & Watch Super Mario Brothers like physical thing, where it's like, hey, do you want one more device to play Mario Brothers on? No? Well, you're getting one anyway. Here it is, a Game & Watch. So
that would be a cool novelty item to have in your collection. But have you seen the price point for this thing?
I what, $70?
It might be 70 for Canada. It's 50 for us, and that's still pretty steep.
Right. I mean, what all games are in there?
Mario 2.
Oh,
so you get and Mario Ball. You get Game & Watch Ball.
Yeah, Game & Watch Ball. And then it can also be an actual like clock, because you need a clock, right?
Yep. Because God forbid you look at your phone.
What are you talking about? We don't have phones.
So yeah, November 13th. Get yours shortly after they sell out from a scalper who will charge you $200 because it's Nintendo Unlimited. And what is this? Oh, that's a full Nintendo Direct. Okay, that's all they announced for Mario. But yeah, cool. Let's up to celebrate the 35th anniversary. I'm hoping it will be like the 25th anniversary, where actually they're doing more for this than they did the 25th anniversary. What did they do for the 25th anniversary? Oh yeah, here's a Super Nintendo ROM on a DVD. Have fun. So let's switch over from Nintendo to Xbox. So someone online leaked the fact that a Series X was coming out. And they've confirmed the release date of November 10th and also the pricing. So the Xbox Series S, which is a downgraded version of the X, will be selling for $299, and the Series X will be $499. So after that leak, Xbox is like, fuck it, we'll make it official. Yeah, $299, $499 for the units. So from what I'm hearing is that the Series S is basically going to be a super less powerful version than the Series X. Not only that, it will not do the Xbox One X enhancements of backwards compatible games, or even Xbox One X enhancements of Xbox One games. Whatever that confusing IGN clickbaity title was that I saw earlier.
Yeah. So, we were doing a side-by-side on it on my stream, and I mean, it's still got a decent processor. It's still more powerful than the One X, but not by much.
Not by much, no.
Not by much.
And also, too, the Series S is the all-digital version, so there's no optical drive. So if you have physical discs, get fucked, I guess. Which a whole lot of us don't have. Like, I've said it before, like, a majority of my Xbox One titles are not physical. I hard pressed that, like, a good majority of them that are physical, I don't even play anymore. Like, if I really wanted to, I could go for this and just yeet the rest of my stuff, but...
Most of the stuff I do is Game Pass, but I do have some physical games over there that would be problematic if I got a Series S.
Yeah.
But I feel it's too restrictive, even at $299. I just am not impressed with it whatsoever.
No.
I would certainly wait and save up to get the Series X if I were seriously going to purchase the next Xbox system, because I look at the Series S and that's not the next Xbox system. That's just, we would like your money still, so please buy this. No.
Yeah.
It'll do all the things we promised, just not as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
but I mean, it's nice to have an option where if someone doesn't have a 4K television and doesn't care about all the upscaling and ray tracing and just wants to play the games, there you go.
Right. But yeah, let's be honest. And you know what? It's like, I could understand if you're moving. I looked at it this way from when I got the One X. One of my buddies asked me why, if I already had a perfectly functional one. And my answer was, I had a Gen 1 Xbox. So for me, that made sense to go to the One X. It did not make sense if you had an Xbox One S and then make that move.
Yeah,
there was no point to it. At that point, you were spending money for maybe upscaled 4K. But when you were going from a Gen 1, which was buggy as all get. I mean, proof is in the pudding. My wife's got a Gen 1. Dude, this thing is buggy. I forgot how buggy the Gen 1s were. And you know what? I can't wait to get a Series X to put my One X over there, so I don't have to deal with Bug Central.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Mine likes to just randomly crash stuff when I'm playing it, and I have the Halo 5 edition, that just goofs up and acts insane all the time. And here's another interesting point while we're talking about the Series X. Have you guys tried to just look around and see if you can buy an Xbox One X recently?
You can't. They were discontinued.
They discontinued.
There you go.
Yep. The only one I think they're still going to produce will just be the Xbox One S, if they still produce
I ran
those.
into that a couple months ago when I was wanting to get one for downstairs. I couldn't find it. I had to go with the Series S and just not Series S, but Xbox One S, and just take the compromise. I wasn't happy, but I couldn't find an X.
Right. Yeah. No, it's.
Well, I mean, that was COVID happening. I mean, like any console right now is super scarce. I popped into Walmart on my break today. There was no PlayStation 4s. There were no Xboxes. There were a few Switch Lites.
Right.
There's a ton of Switch Lites, but those aren't selling because everyone wants the regular Switch to dock to their TV.
Right. A lot of people aren't interested in the Lite. I mean, we have both here, and I appreciate how better the Lite plays in handheld, but I would still rather connect things to my TV. But I was feeling into your point that maybe people who have the original and they're ready to upgrade, maybe they just want to go with the Series S and they're not all that worried.
And again, that's the thing, is that there is some debate on whether or not the Series S is actually more powerful, less or more powerful than the One X. And I have to remind people, like, if you look at it, if you look at the actual numbers, like, it'll be like, yeah, well, it's got like 4 gigs of RAM less. I'm like, yes, but it's a faster processing RAM. The CPU speed is slower, but it's a faster, more efficient CPU. So they're people are looking at straight numbers, and I'm like, no, you have to understand. Market get the jibber jab that I actually understand most of that. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, but like really, they are almost on par with each other.
You'd have to show me the numbers of what you're talking about, because I'm not fully following you.
Yeah.
So like perfect example. It's I want to say the Xbox One X has, I want to say, 16 gigs of GDR5 RAM.
Okay.
Okay, but the One S, or the Series S, has like 12 gigs, but it's DDR6. So it's a newer, faster processing form of RAM. So they're essentially taking a smaller amount and doing the same, if not a little bit more, with that amount of power, which is why they can package it into something that's small.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you exactly why they're doing that. Because with the Series X, they're going to need that SoC power in order to produce the 4K that they said that the Series X is going to do. Series S never promised to do that, so they don't need that in there.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So yeah, so there's just it's if you're looking to upgrade and you want to get into that next gen and make that hop, but you don't want to commit to the full the full thing, then the Series S would be a way to go.
Mhm. It
So
ultimately depends on what you're wanting to accomplish with your
right.
purchase, guys. And
And,
I mean, I'm a tech nerd, so if you have any
right,
questions,
and let's be honest, 99% of the stuff that's going to be coming out, at least for the first year, I'm going to be able to play on my One X without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is kind of why I'm not jumping on the ship of I've got to get it at launch, because
right.
they've even admitted themselves. They said we are not going to have anything Series X exclusive for at least the first 2 years of its life.
Right.
Everything that is going to be on the X, the Series X, will be playable on the One. So,
well, I was ready to go for Halo. I was ready to go for that, but that got delayed.
Mhm.
But even then, I suppose I could just be playing it on PC if I was really that hardcore.
yeah. So, continuing on with more Xbox news, this actually just launched yesterday. So the xCloud service is out of beta. It is now available to anyone that has Game Pass Ultimate. Not the same lineup that was in the beta, because the beta generously gave you.
I can no, we can't because I have a fucking iPhone.
Yeah, that's the caveat. Is it's not available for iOS just yet. It's on Android devices. So if I can, I'll pull it up real quick on my.
I'm super interested in this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
So basically, all you do is
I love how Beavis and Butthead over here are looking at their phone. Oh yeah, look at this. Here's me going. Yep.
Yeah. So you get Game Pass on your phone.
Love you, man, but I'm interested.
So I've got it set to cloud right now, so I can just go through and I'm not gonna actually be able to play the game, but I just hit Forza Horizon, and I can at least boot it up. And all you need is a Bluetooth controller, so you can use the later models of the Xbox One controllers. Usually the ones that ship with the newer consoles now, they're Bluetooth enabled. The website will tell you which controllers are compatible.
Yeah, there's an easy visible way to do it.
Yeah.
The older controllers that don't have the Bluetooth modules, they have it's a 2-piece faceplate.
Yeah, I
So-
think I have one here.
Yeah,
They'll also have the necessity for the adapter at the bottom if you want to use headsets.
Yeah.
So this one right here.
So it's 2 pieces versus the one Johnny's holding up, which, man, that shit is dusty as fuck, man.
This is a broken controller. That's why it's dusty.
So, but whereas this one, it's a single piece.
Yeah.
So if it's a single faceplate, a solid faceplate, then it's got Bluetooth.
Okay.
But either way.
So now, okay, so we'll show you there. So there's Forza running on my phone right now.
Choppy as fuck, but
A
yeah.
little bit of hiccup.
Ooh, God, that's Stadia bad, man.
That's
I hope
that's
you
running.
fix that.
That's on my Wi-Fi though. So that's, and I think my Wi-Fi is not the 5G. It's the, yeah, it's not the. It's
okay.
it's not 5G. So that's why it's running a little choppy.
Ooh, you
But when I
scared
tested it out in the beta, I was getting good matches in Halo 5 and Master Chief Collection. And on my home Wi-Fi, it's great. If I am on. Don't expect this to work on hotel Wi-Fi, because I tried this when we went to a friend's wedding. I hooked it up. I was going to try to play some Halo 5. Oh god, the latency and the delay was bad.
Well, the hotel internet is actually not designed because there's so much bandwidth going through it.
Yeah,
they only designate each room X amount of bandwidth. That's why.
Yeah. So it's Game Pass Ultimate that you'll need. So you'll need the Game Pass Ultimate subscription to do that. There's over 150 games listed on here. I'll just give you some of the ones you can do: Ark, Batman: Arkham Knight, Battletoads, Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, Crackdown 3 campaign, Darksiders 3, Dead Cells, Dead Island Definitive Edition, all the Halos, Gears 1, Gears 4, Gears 5. Spartan Assault, the one we were just playing today there, Hot Shot Racing is on there, Killer Instinct Definitive Edition, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. There's a ton on here, and I don't have the news story up, but the other news story that broke before the Xbox is launched, they're adding EA Play to Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So you want your sports ball and your stick puck and your basket hoops, shooty hoops and all that, plus a good backlog of Star Wars and Mass Effect games. Those will be playable on that as well. They said that it will be part of this cloud service too, just not yet. But man, like everyone's saying that Sony won the console war today. There's no war because Microsoft, again, I'll reiterate this again, they are not worried about selling units of their system. I mean, they would love to sell a lot of units of their system, but they're not worried about that. They want you to get the Game Pass because they want to get you on that experience. And for $15 a month, giving you all those games plus EA, that's like insane value.
No, I've said this earlier today, and I'll reiterate. This is for the people. Maybe you're watching and you don't have an Xbox. That's fine. You don't need it. As long as you have a good gaming PC, I would highly recommend this. You'll have a full library of games that you can play.
Yep.
I play plenty of games that are meant to be played on Xbox on my PC, and it's been great. So,
and in a lot of cases, those PC games are cross-compatible with the Xbox peoples. So, I mean,
and if not, they're coming. Like the Master Chief Collection will be cross-play soon.
And with that, what you're going to see as time goes on is you're going to see, at least I think, you're going to see Microsoft start stepping away from, hardware production and more towards software and membership because that's where they're dominating.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't make sense for them to continue this hardware fight when they've got a niche and they've got it down pat.
Well, and the only reason, and like I can vaguely recall where I read it, but they even came out and said, listen, the only reason why we're doing this is because not everyone can afford to constantly upgrade a PC. And I agree, consoles are at that point now where they're just as powerful. Dude, the One X is probably about as powerful as my PC. Like the one that I use for streaming. But I truly believe that the console at this point is for people who don't want to consistently update a PC.
Always has been.
Right. And, that's my stance on it. As long as they're putting out a console that I don't have to worry about another piece of hardware that I have to consistently monitor and upgrade, then I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. So,
all right.
The PC game isn't for everybody, but it's for me.
So I think pre-orders for the Xbox go on sale the 22nd or 23rd.
Week.
Yeah. So Ubisoft had their own conference as well, which I'm not even going to address the whole. Our CEO needs to apologize for shitty working conditions, but they're like, you didn't put this in your conference. It's like, they made a video. What more do you want? Just Dance is Just Dance. apparently they're going to make a Far Cry VR game. I didn't even know about that. Yeah, I muted that. Okay. You've taught me a valuable lesson about mutant stuff.
You're welcome.
I don't even know what that VR. I'm skipping the stuff that wasn't even in the actual show. The Crew 2 continues to exist, I guess. Which a lot of people were like, wait, didn't that die? Nope, it's still alive. Same as Breakpoint, apparently. Never heard of Roll Chain. I have For Honor continues to exist.
Right.
Division 2. Oh yeah, this was something that intrigued me. So, the Division 2 is going to have a free-to-play mode called The Summit, where it's like you and your friends, climb up this tower. It's kind of like a horde mode, and it gets progressively harder and harder.
You know what I call that? The remake of Judge Dredd with Carl Urban.
It's true.
I have not seen that, but
oh, you are missing out, sir.
Oh my god, that's true.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I was doubtful on it. That one was definitely that one. Don't get me wrong. I love the camp that is Stallone, but Carl Urban nailed it.
He was Dredd.
Yeah, but this looks like I was never... The Division never drew me in at all. Right. But I mean, like, this looks kind of interesting. And if it's free, I'll give it a shot.
The Division 2. I mean, I enjoyed The Division. I did. I have The Division 2. I started it with Shiro, and I just... there you go. You expect to see that on my stream.
Mm-hmm.
Got through that now.
Yeah, so that's September 22nd, apparently, when that's coming out.
Neat.
It's free to play. Oh no, sorry. Well, I have a free week. Oh, I'm reading the bass here. This was on the pre-show too. So, start play new stunt mode. Think of it think of a bland Die Hard. When you die again. Okay, so I guess they're going to have a free weekend on the 24th and 27th for Division 2.
I like Division 2, but it ran into too many games to play syndrome, and you're not good enough to be at the top.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So here's the one that kicked off the show. Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Hey,
which apparently... It was initially titled Gods and Monsters. From what I heard, though, is that they had to change the title because Monster Energy Drink owns that.
What?
I have no idea. But I call this what if Breath of the Wild and Kid Icarus had a baby? And it looks interesting.
I'll play the shit out of it.
Yeah, it looks like a fun time. And I know a lot of people are just like, stop comparing stuff to Breath of the Wild. I was like, well, stop making games that look like Breath of the Wild, and I'll stop comparing them to it.
That's absolutely true. This is the first time I'm seeing it, and I have to agree. It looks like Breath of the Wild.
And you know what? I saw the interview, and the guy was like, no, we took great influence from, well, God forbid, Breath of the Wild.
But no, he said we took references from, and I was like, don't say Breath. He's like, Greek mythology. I'm like, oh, there you go. That's not, this right here is mostly in-game stuff, but shortly after the conference, I want to say Wood from the channel Beat 'em Ups and the Game Grumps had a quick gameplay demo that was hashtag sponsored, so got to see a little bit of it in action. It was pre-alpha footage, early build of the game, but I mean, it looks good.
It looks, you know what? It looks good, and I think it'll fill that adventurous, that adventure, itch.
Yeah,
I think it'll scratch that little adventurous itch. That
also, I want to say thank you, Ubisoft, for not sponsoring a shit ton of YouTubers and having my subscriber feed spammed with 20 videos at 5 p.m. with, I've got hashtag Assassin's Creed playing here, hashtag sponsored, or we got Watch Dogs hashtag sponsored. I'm just like, fuck off. If you ever did that again, just be like, okay, Rooster Teeth, Funhouse, you can release your video at 5. Game Grumps, Completionist, you can release your video at 6. Everyone else, release it at 7. Okay, good. And now you got my recommendeds in there. Next up, Sands of Time remake.
Yes.
Which...
And thank you.
It is apparently being remade, like a true remake from the ground up. Like new animations, new camera, new combat. The original voice actor's back. Yuri Urenthal? I can't remember. I can never pronounce his name right. Now, this is looking a little rough because this is an old build and it's pre-alpha footage. They did since release screenshots of a later build. It looks a lot better.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's good because this looks like 2000s PC.
Yeah. But I'm intrigued. Like the cinematics have all been redone, like motion captured, so no hand-drawn animation, which if you go back and play a lot of early PS2, PS3 stuff, looking at that hand animation is kind of rough. I think we discovered that when we played ODST. And we're watching Nathan Fillion going like that was not motion captured. That was like definitely. I'm gonna hand animate this and assume that this is how people talk.
They do look like Sims characters, Wolf. There we go. Because I was like, what early 2000s game am I thinking of where these characters look like that?
Yeah.
Yep. The Sims 2, actually.
The whole time we were just like, you're not Jake Gyllenhaal. We just recently watched the Sands of Time movie. But no, I'm all in on this. I love Sands of Time. This will probably be like the 4th time I'll go through and beat it again. So January 21st.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Hyperscape had a streamer's reaction trailer. Who cares?
Who cares?
Hey, can I say, like, they said millions of players, and they showed all 20 streamers that are streaming it. Last I checked, before we went live, current view count was 500.
Yeah. 500.
I think it was being beaten out by, like Link to the Past, Mario 64. Games are 30 years its junior.
Yeah,
they didn't pay them enough to stream it long enough. I think the highest single view count I've seen in the last week was in Paladin Amber decide to stream it. I mean, her audience will follow her wherever stream she does because she's an engaging personality. So you don't come for the gameplay, you come for the personality. So like she was the number 1 at like 400, and then the other half of the viewership was the people in like the double digits. I don't think anyone ever broke 100 views. Like
I thought it was more than that. I thought she was sitting at a solid.
She was sitting at a solid 500. I'm talking about everyone underneath her. It was like she was at 500, and then the other half of that equation, everyone else was like, "Oh, I got 70 viewers. I've got 60 viewers. I've got this." I'm like, they just like you couldn't give two shits about that game.
No, I mean that game was hot for what, 2 weeks, if that.
Yeah, and that was the technical test. Because we were like, oh, new PR. Oh, you can only get it if you got a drop. And I think they put the drop rate too high. Because I think that's what kept Valorant up so high. Was that the drop rate was so low to get a beta key for that game. So you had to be one of those privileged few that got it. And then once it released, it just the viewership kind of leveled out. But with this, I think everyone got it. I got it within like 2 minutes of watching Lyric. I got a drop. I spent 3 hours trying to figure out how to get the drop to load. And then I played it for a half an hour and I'm like, I hate this. I hate that. Oh, I hate BR, so why would I expect this one to change my mind? I do try to give them the benefit of the doubt, though. I'm like, you know what? I will at least give it a try. And I hated it. It's so dumb. Oh, I'm playing the trailer for the anime of Sam Fisher being put into Rainbow Six Siege.
Now that I am kind of that one I am kind of excited about.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's kind of a big deal. Like that might actually get me to come back around to Rainbow Six a little.
Well,
Who are you?
we might if a skin for what's her face from Lara Croft at $26 though can't get me back. I don't know if Sam Fisher will, but we'll see. And of course, we talked about it earlier. Probably one of my favorite beat 'em ups of the last generation is finally getting re-released on its 10th anniversary. That's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So it's going to be the complete edition. So you're going to get knives. You're going to get Wallace. There were DLC characters. And hopefully a fully functioning online, because the online was something that they just kind of threw together at the last minute. So it is coming to everything. So PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia, PC. I'm probably going to buy it on everything so that I won't have an excuse not to play it with people. And I encourage everyone to buy it, because if you don't, when they eventually take this down again because of licensing, and they will,
I'm on that one.
You cannot say there was no excuse, because they did it before, they'll do it again. And people are like, why don't you sell it physically? It's like, no, they're not.
No, I'm certainly picking this up because this is something I missed the first time around, and I regretted it so hard.
You see, and I was kind of in the same boat with Patrick on this one. Is I missed this, the first go around. I think it was one of these weird things where I was able to download like the first level, and I was like, oh, that was cool, and then I never thought about it again. And then of course, and
then they take it off.
Yeah, and then of course they took it off, and and then I want to say Tom streamed it one night, and I'm like, oh, totally forgot about this. Now I went looking for it. I'm like, no, I can't get it now.
Yeah. So it's salt in the wounds, man. One, I had all my friends tell me how good it was, and I couldn't play it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm a huge fan of beat 'em ups, so I knew I would enjoy it. But sorry, they took it away. You can't buy it. You can't play it.
No,
well, not anymore. It's back.
They literally went neener,
and now that's back. I'm definitely buying it.
Yeah,
or if you're mini bus, name, blah 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 blah.
Nice.
And y'all think I'm joking when I say he does that. He does.
And Day in our Twitch chat is saying, I never knew they had a game until Mini Makoto told me about it, and because he knew about the comics in the movie. Yeah, that's because it wasn't really out that long. I think it came out in 2010 for the 10th anniversary. I think it got delisted on 2014, so you only had like 4 years to buy it. So there's more Watch Dogs Legion stuff. I never played the other two games, so I really don't have any stake in this fight. So, I mean, it looks fine.
I played the first one. I never played the second one. But I heard the second one was significantly better than the first one, but the reason why the first one got such a bad rep was because of it. Yeah, because they showed like the super high-end tech demo at E3, and then what we ended up getting was not that. That's really what killed it. I liked Watch Dogs. I liked the game. But of course, people throwing a shit about.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay. I thought it was like a watered down GTA, honestly, when I played through it. But no, I certainly remember the graphic controversy because I was writing for Screw Attack News at the time and covered it in that ongoing story. So yeah, they actually hid a lot of everything in the code, and of course, if you try to hide things in code, people are going to find it, and that's exactly what happened.
Sorry, I'm thinking back to the Matt McMuscle's What Happened on Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where he got a quote from a Capcom representative that said, is if you put the DLC on the disc, people are going to find it because, especially on the Xbox 360, they ripped the disc and data mine it to find everything that's on there. And a Capcom bigwig said, "Why would anyone do that? That's illegal."
Oh no!
And they
People
went ahead
doing
with it anyway.
illegal things? Oh,
People data mined stuff to find out what you didn't put in it.
Right?
But yeah, that's the story for the first Watch Dogs. It got data mined. They found out that that Ubi bullshitted all the way through E3. That was not going to be the finished product. They never intended for it to be. And yeah, it pissed people off.
Right.
I haven't played the second one, but it's my understanding it's just a better all-around experience.
Well, speaking of the first one, they're actually putting the protagonist from the first one in the game. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And then they end the conference.
Like I don't want to say DLC, but definitely like he's not main game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they ended the conference off with something kind of different. Something called Riders Republic, which we thought, Eric, I thought watching it on stream, we thought it was Steep 2 because of the snowboarding aspect. It's like, okay, there's snowboarding, skiing, and they're going to throw some, mountain bikes on there. But no, this is completely new.
Yeah, I actually decided to do a little bit of research or a little bit closer research on it. The best description that I've heard of this is essentially it's a downhill racing battle royale that you pick what vehicle you want.
Huh.
Wow.
Is how one of the guys described it. I don't know if that's actually the case. If it is, consider me peaked because I really I like the game Steep. I have Steep. I occasionally boot it up for shiggles. But it looks like they're using a lot of the same mechanics from Steep. At least from my take. But like I said, I will be interested to hear more on their take on what this is going to be. But that's how it was, one person described it, was that it was essentially a downhill battle royale race.
They might as well decide to reuse the mechanics for Steep because I know that you enjoy it and that's perfectly fine. But I mean, overall, it didn't do anything. It came, it went. So
yeah,
why
Steep,
not use the mechanics?
Right, Steep definitely was one of those. It was a hot commodity for for the season that it came out in. It hyped up again for the for the Winter Olympics. It got a big
Naturally.
it got a big little boost off of that. But on the whole, Steep was kind of that was a letdown.
Yeah.
But I also acknowledge it more of, I don't think letdown's the word. I think it was just, hey, we have an idea, let's see if it works. They made a profit on it, but didn't really work. So and Wolf in the chat, Steep plus dirt. Yep, I like it. There you go.
All right. So we get to talk about now the thing that happened today.
PlayStation.
Yeah. All the PlayStation stuff. Why did it scroll? Oh, because I was trying to get them all started up, so I'll have to go back to the beginning there. So, how do you kick off your conference with, how about, I didn't see this coming, Final Fantasy 16.
It's not Fantasy 7 Remake, but I'll tell you what, full disclosure, my nipples were hard during that trailer.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are like a hardcore Final Fantasy, so they were all telling me, it's dropping today, keep your eyes peeled, it's dropping today, we know it. They were right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that was, I like what I'm seeing off of this.
They also heard that the rumor was the producer was Yoshi P from 14,
Yep.
and they were correct.
Yep.
So while I don't like the real-time combat, I prefer turn-based. Yoshi P is a master at what he does.
Here's the thing. If they're doing... I like the combat system that they used for 7 Remake. I was okay with the combat system that they used for 15. So if they're using either one of those combat systems, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's closer to 15 from what I saw.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, with no HUD to kind of go over like, hey, what's all this combat about there? It's hard to tell, but I'm actually glad that this is the first Final Fantasy in probably decades now that's going to a fantasy setting. I would say since 9. Yeah, because there was 10, 10-2, no, I guess 12. 12 was fantasy setting.
12
yeah.
back 12.
Yeah, because 13 and its subsequent sequels were futuristic.
Yes.
14 MMO, you don't really count the MMOs because they're they're MMOs, they're their own thing. And then you got 15.
I wouldn't
it's
say
modern.
that. They'll come after you.
Whatever.
But it's not super fantasy. I wouldn't say that 14 is super fantasy because it's using like mechs and different things like that. That the same stuff that's used in 6. So I wouldn't call that a super fantasy setting either.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess first mainline game in a long time to use this. Because like when was 12?
Oh God, that 12 was like 2004.
It was PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat want to throw that up? I think it was 2004.
Yeah. But yeah, so it looks like maybe like in this scene here, it almost looks like summons are built into humans. Like this guy was just like raw, and then all of a sudden he turns into Ifrit. I'm like, okay.
What are we talking about? Final Fantasy 12, right?
Yeah, 12.
12 was 06. So
06. Wow, that was at the tail end of the PS2.
Right. So, yeah, no, from what it looks like there are, kind of like as there are magical crystals for every continent. As but it looks like each crystal contains, from what I gleaned, it's almost like the crystals fuse with a human host to create the summons. So
we don't speak of lightning here, Silent.
No. We don't speak of any of that. But God, that logo reveal is just like,
right.
And then like here's the big kicker with Square porting all their game. Oh, it's not in this trailer. Okay. With them porting all of their stuff to all the consoles in existence, this one they're hard. No, this is PlayStation console exclusive. It's coming to PC a year after. Apparently, it's kind of like the 7 remake. It's 1 year exclusivity, and then it's going to be on PC. Which I don't know if remake's coming to Xbox One or not, but
I think that one is a timed exclusive.
Yeah, this one here it says console. Doesn't say anything about timed exclusivity, so who knows? But see, I'm on board. Like I love me a Final Fantasy mainline game.
Yeah, to my knowledge
I'm with you on that.
That and 14 are supposed to come to Xbox at some point. Remake and 14. But anyway.
So moving on, they showed gameplay footage of Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yep, excited for that.
It's basically Marvel Spider-Man, but you're Miles and you've got his powers. I'm all on board because Spider-Man on PS4 was fantastic.
Yeah. I enjoyed every last bit of it, so yeah, give me more.
My other thing is that what my coworker said, if he doesn't have his Spider-Verse outfit, I'll be mad. He wants like the hoodie, the Jordans. Right. I'm like, yeah, you have to do a Spider-Verse outfit for him.
It'll be there. It'll be there. You're right. It has to. Like the world will implode if not. It'll be there.
Like I don't know what other suits. Like, I mean, Miles hasn't been around for that long.
Right. He doesn't have the wardrobe that Parker has acquired over the years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see. One of my coworkers at work is like, so is Peter going to show up? Like, are they in the same universe? I said, yeah, it's the same universe. Because like he wants to get a PS5. and go back and play all the old games that will be available for it. I was just like, yeah, you definitely got to play that. I mean, his stuff, spoiler alert, gets introduced into that. I didn't tell him that because, yeah, I don't watch the whole thing there because we gotta blast through these here. Yeah, yeah, because there's still like two or three other stories we gotta go through. A new Harry Potter game based in the 1800s, apparently.
I did a little bit of looking into that. It's they classified it as an open world RPG, not an MMO, just an open world. So
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
not at all. I saw that. I kind of just went, ooh, shiny. Eric wants in on that.
Yeah. So
So
if you're
looks
into
like
Wizards, they showed a little bit of the Black Ops Cold War campaign, which, I mean,
Hey, guess what? It's a Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Hey, look, push to sprint, aim down sights, pull to kill everything that's not you. Hey, Call of Duty. What more do you want? Although they did say that next weekend, the multiplayer is going to be free for PS4 owners. There's going to be an alpha to do. So yeah, I mean that's cool. I'll check out the multiplayer and see if it's still push and stick to run.
Sweet. So we can try that for free.
Oh,
I wonder if people are going to tell me about my mom.
It wasn't in there, Fat Man. So when I was at work, I said 0 out of 10, no truck Chan. There's a second trailer for The Village, Resident Evil 8, if it will play. Which it looks like it's running a lot better than it did on the first one because yeah, when you met that old dude, it's just like, why are you running at 10 frames per second, sir?
Yeah, it was looking a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be into this because like I played through 7. 7 was fantastic, especially in VR. And if this will be VR on PS5, I'd totally be down to clown for that.
Yes. 7 was such a return to form, and I loved every last second of it. So I'm in for this.
All right. And then we had Oddworld. This didn't really do anything for me because I've never played any of the Oddworld games. I'm not.
You know what? I'm excited. I'm glad that they're bringing it back because I did enjoy it, but I don't like. I don't know. I would have to go back and play Oddworld again. I'm glad that I'm glad that Sony's digging into their vault, so to speak, for franchises, though.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. If you're into Oddworld,
it's a goofy puzzle platformer.
I don't know a whole lot about Oddworld, but I thought it was supposed to be goofy, and that trailer tried to make it really like hardcore and serious. So I don't know.
No, it's yeah.
There's a teaser trailer for Matt Pat's next 20 videos on Game Theory. Even my coworker said that. He's just like, Matt Pat's got new material now.
God, those videos are so awful. Anyway.
Five Nights at Freddy's a link to this?
I really hate those videos. But yay, Five Nights at Freddy's if you're a fan.
Matt Pat just has a punchable face. Another trailer for Deathloop. I mean, we've already seen enough of it. You just released the game already.
I'm excited for that.
Video unavailable. This video is privated. Ooh. Okay, well, that's supposed to be Demon Souls. So they showed more of the remaster.
Okay.
Apparently there is a special edition of DMC5 coming out.
Yep, I gotta figure. Which, by the way, if someone can tell me what song that they were playing in that trailer, because that trailer was freaking money. I want the song.
I'd have to check the trailer. I mean, it wasn't Devil Trigger, was it? Because I
No,
mean,
it was a different
if
song.
you played it, you would know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have Devil Trigger on my Spotify.
Oh,
so.
that's right. Controversy. The trailer was probably taken down because they said it was coming to PC and it's not. Well, that's the same trailer again there for Oddworld.
Oh. Yeah, that's false advertising. That's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah. Epic announced a Fortnite. There's going to be a PS5 version. It's still going to look cartoony. It'll just run faster, I guess.
Right, yeah.
So now Sony also announced that they're going to be doing their own Game Pass, PlayStation Plus collection. They'll just be PS4 games with PlayStation Plus on PS5. They put a bunch of it's a bunch of titles that you probably already own, but I mean, hey, if you missed out on it in the last generation, boom, we're gonna have it on there. So there's like Last of Us, the Battlefield games.
Still waiting to find out if we can play Skyrim.
Yeah. Where's the Skyrim port?
Where is Skyrim?
Where's Skyrim on a pregnancy test? Did you see that video floating around of someone got Doom running on a pregnancy test?
Gee.
It was a heavily modified version of Doom.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still ran.
It ran. It was just not well. It was not well.
And then finally, the thing that everyone came for was announced at the end. The pricing. So, if you're in the U.S., PlayStation 5 will cost you $499.99. $49. Okay. Jeez, can you imagine? $499.99. The digital-only edition will cost you $399. So, it's going to be $100 more. But I don't think they're compromising any tech.
This is the kicker. This is the one... I'm not going to lie. I'm going to throw up in my mouth a little bit when I say this. This is the one little bit that PlayStation is edging out hardware-wise on Microsoft. Excuse me. All right. We're good. Because specifically, they just, as opposed to the Series X, which is the powerhouse, we will, all three of us will agree that it is more powerful than the PS5. Tech-wise,
I don't understand tech, so I can't agree or disagree with that. If the techs say yes, sure.
Processors they are fairly similar, but the One X edges out slightly when it comes to memory.
Memory, GPU, but it's also got a lot of virtual memory built into it, which helps process everything. But the thing that I like that PlayStation is doing is that, unlike Xbox, and we touched on it earlier, was the Series S is less powerful, and let's be honest, the hard drive in there is a joke.
Yeah, 512 gigabytes.
Yeah, the hard drive
so I can install Warzone and nothing else.
Right. So
awesome.
while being $200 less is great, I'm feeling the $200, whereas the $100 less on this, I'm not feeling that $100. So make no mistake, I will eventually end up with both consoles. But I can tell you right now, it is probably going to be a digital-only console for the PS5.
Mm-hmm. But it's a good thing you're going to be waiting, because news going around right now is that you cannot even pre-order this. Mm-hmm. People are crashing sites trying to pre-order this. Some people say that they got one, and other people saying that they are sold out. Apparently, in Canada, it is sold out everywhere. And that's fine, because the pricing for Canada,
dang.
Like the Series X, here's the thing. In the US, both of the consoles are priced exactly the same. But for some reason in Canada, the Xbox is $599 and the PS5 is $630. How is Sony more expensive than Microsoft in Canada? Trudeau, answer me that.
You know what? I'm going to play the ultimate Canadian card.
No.
Celine Dion. That's why.
That doesn't even make sense. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Right.
It's Letterkenny. I did the stand up there. I did the stand up. It's like, you don't talk shit about Celine Dion. She a national treasure. Yeah. Vok Vazin's pretty good too.
Oh yeah. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, Sony announced their shit. Oh yeah, and apparently they didn't announce when pre-orders were going up. It just kind of happened today. So people are scrambling to get them.
That's bad policy because that's going to create a panic.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good at all.
Hello, scalpers.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because the scalpers are going to be the ones actually looking to see, and regular consumers aren't going to be like that bloodthirsty. Scalpers win, regular consumers lose. Bad policy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a couple quick stories, and then probably another bigger one that could talk us into it, but we'll roll these real quick. So this happened. So as you know, through COVID, a lot of people have taken up hobbies like building models or Lego. A lot of people have decided, I'm going to try the streaming thing. And a lot of the people that have been trying that have been professional wrestlers because of COVID, they only have to work 1 day a week. They shouldn't be working any, but that's beside the point. That's an argument that I've had a million times. So they decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to open up Twitch and I'm going to give streaming a try. Well, it finally got back to head honcho of the largest wrestling company in the world, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And he said, no, I actually own your real names as well as your work names. So get the fuck off Twitch and Cameo in 30 days or we're going to fine you, suspend you, and possibly even terminate you. So that prompted a lot of wrestlers just to go, okay, I'm going to go change my name on Twitch real quick. So, Paige, what are you doing? Changed her Twitch name to from Real Paige WWE to Soraya Official, her real name. I think Adam Cole Baby changed his name to The Chugs, which is like it's his. Everyone was worried about Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, but he was doing his own thing. Austin Creed is his own thing. Up, Up, Down, Down technically is owned by WWE, but his streaming thing, he is okay with that. I know one AJ Styles, his Twitch channel is called Styles Clash. I mean, named after his move, but he might have to change that. But yeah, that didn't look too good. Former presidential candidates have been coming after him going, yeah, we need to reevaluate this whole independent contractors that you call these people, because you call them independent contractors, but you treat them like full-time employees by telling them where to be, what they can do, who they can talk to, where they can work. That seems like an employee. So why aren't you giving them health benefits and 401ks and all this?
To what Wolf was saying, I don't know if it's been debunked because I haven't paid a lot of attention to this stuff. I just know what I've heard. Someone can't own someone's real name. If it says in the contract that they are exclusively able to use your actual name with things and you are not in business dealings and you sign, oh, yes, they can. They absolutely can do that. Now,
2 days later, sorry, cut you. But just to continue on with Wilson, the debunking. Sure. So Stephanie McMahon came out and said, talent have the opportunity to build their own brand now more than ever, which contradicts everything Vince just said.
Right.
But I guess what has come up in the last few days is that if you are on Cameo or Twitch and you're using your WWE trademarked name, that's no go. If you want to just because if you are on screen and you're saying, hey, I'm Adam Cole, NXT superstar, instead of saying I'm this person, WWE don't like that you're getting subs and bits and donations and all that. Although I do think a lot of them are still doing it. I know Dakota Kai is still streaming on Twitch under her name, Dakota Kai. But the Cameo business is, if you're paying someone X amount of dollars, just like, I want to get a shout out from this wrestler as their wrestler. Yeah, I think WWE would have grounds to say, no, you can't do that. Just, change your name to something else, and then maybe it'll be okay.
Well, because here's the way it would work with independent contractors here in the U.S. Basically, when they're hiring you to do what you're doing there. They're saying, okay, we are hiring you to be Adam Cole. That's what we're hiring you to do. You are going to wrestle as this guy named Adam Cole. And you sign it and say, okay, I am fine being an independent contractor wrestling as Adam Cole. But then you want to go on, like, stuff you were talking about and trying to do some side stuff. And wait a second, you said that you would sign a contract working for them as Adam Cole. Now you're trying to work for someone else as Adam Cole?
Mhm.
It doesn't work that way. You can't do that. But at the same time, when they're telling you that you have to show up at a specific time, do this thing, do that,
Right.
or if like you can't make it to an event and you say, well, I need someone else to fill in, and they say, no, you have to do this. Only you. That's also not an independent contractor.
Oh yeah, no, it's technically what I do for Lyft and Uber. I'm an independent contractor.
Mhm.
Right. If you can't do it, someone else can fill in. No problem. No one freaks out.
It doesn't matter whether someone can fill in or not. In fact, actually, the problem we're having, like where I live, is we actually don't have enough drivers right now because of COVID and everything. But it's here's the deal: Uber can't, Uber and Lyft can't call me directly or send me a message that, hey, you need to get on the road. We need drivers, because I'm just going to be like, I can't or I won't. So.
Yeah, you could just tell them, you know what, I'm going to turn that contract down. You can give it to somebody else. Exactly. And they can't be like, well, no, you have to.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
My response will be, great, then you will provide me with health insurance and a livable wage.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So it's he's treading on a very fine line there. That's a very thin thread. Very thin.
I'm just flipping to something else, because the ads on there is something stupid. That's like, will you get slapped for cash? So I was like, I don't want that on stream. That looks stupid.
That's bad. What about fingernails for cat? Yes. And somewhere Jimbo just smiled.
Yeah. All right, so I'm skipping on we're just going to do the last story and then move on, because like the other one, it was super quick, but I mean, it was just basically the Twitch Plays thing is kind of back. Twitch Plays Flight Simulator. So I thought it was kind of funny. But going on to Twitch, they did something that not a whole lot of people are happy about. So Twitch support 2 days ago said, starting today, we're testing automated mid-roll ads to some viewers. These ads will directly support the creator and won't run if the viewer has had an ad break in that channel recently. Your feedback is welcome to help shape this feature.
I'm going to hit that be right back button a lot. Good Lord.
Yeah.
This prompted 16,000 replies basically saying, this is a bad idea, dog. I'm noping out on this. Yeah, and they're just saying, like, no, here's how you're wrong, though. We have picture-in-picture so that this stuff doesn't happen. So,
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so apparently when an ad runs, it's supposed to throw your stream up into the top right corner so that you see the full ads for The Boys Season 2 on Amazon Prime, order today, but you're still playing up here. And then once the ad's done rolling, then it's supposed to slip through. That don't always work.
Sure. So let me ask you this question. Channels on television do similar things. How well do you think that works with the audience?
Not well, because...
No, they hate it.
Yeah. I've had to tell, like, I work for a cable company. I have told customers several times, like, when they get stuff pre-recorded, they're like, how many hits should I take to pass? I said, well, commercial breaks are usually 2.5 minutes. So just point your hold the microphone up to your or hold the remote up to your mouth. Hold the microphone and say fast forward 2.5 minutes, and it should get you right there. I said, or hit the skip button like 6 times. That will skip all the commercials and get you right to your show after that.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, but then this is one of those moments where it's like, like you just said, if you haven't had a recent ad break, there's a reason why my Be Right Back button on my Stream Deck automatically plays an ad.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I only roll when I go BRB, so that we can try to avoid that. Now, I guess that doesn't work, because was it on your stream that a viewer said, I got an ad, and then 5 seconds later another ad played?
Yeah, it was him. He ended up getting a pre-roll, which, okay, we, unless we're subbing to a channel, we all get the pre-rolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up getting a pre-roll, and then he got another ad right after it.
So here,
even better, I saw a screenshot of someone, I guess, had like 7, where it was like on 2 of 7 ads at one point.
that's horrific.
Mm-mm.
Also, in chat here, they're pointing out some really important things too. When this is happening, even though it's picture in picture, your audio is getting muted for this fucking ad.
Yeah.
So you're getting screwed over. Your audience is getting screwed over. It's helping no one except Amazon. It's the only entity that's getting any assistance in this. And Beryl pointed out that this ridiculousness happened during the PS5 showcase.
Oh, I got a video for that.
Oh my god!
This guy right here, he's co-streaming on Twitch. Oh, shouldn't be full screen that. So yeah, he's co-streaming on Twitch, right? So he's playing, he's watching, like, oh yeah, the new Hogwarts game, everything looks great, right? Oh, there's the sword and hat, also stuff. The fuck?
Oh my god! Oh, and you could see how angry he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he has every right to be upset.
Yeah, this is the thing. All day, people were doing meme videos. Like, I've got one right here of this guy who would do, like, perfect runs in Dark Souls. So, like, he would play all the Dark Souls games, not get hit, and he's just like, all right, guys, we're about to do it. Final hit. So, like, this is simulated. Like, he, like, edited this down like crazy. But he's just showing you how fucking stupid this is. Boom. There's hashtag Reg Shadow Legends. There he is up in the top right corner. I'm going to skip through it just to show. Okay, there's Raycon. And then there's him and his girlfriend. He's like, yeah, I did it. You guys were here for the whole thing. Yeah, we did it. And at the end of the video, he's like, wait, what do you mean you guys got an ad? Like, this is killing.
No,
like, this is shit. This is shit that YouTube implemented like 3 months ago on the creators to say, hey, guess what? We automatically turn mid-roll ads for you guys. So don't worry about it. You'll get your revenue.
Yeah,
I swear to God, there was one video clip. It was a highlight of when Castle Super Beast does their podcast. They put like the video clips up on there. I swear to God, every 3 minutes there was an ad. And it was that to the point where I was like, fuck you, I'm installing ad block. And I know everyone's like, well, that takes away from the creators. It's like, well, if YouTube is saying, fuck this video you're watching, watch our stupid ads for Manscaped, which this podcast is probably advertising because of shit like this, fuck it. Ad block it. If you get ads, if you're not sub to us, like, apparently it's not doing it for subs. So that's fine. Like, a vast majority of the people who watch this are sub to the channel, and we thank you for that. But if you're a non-sub and you come in here and it plays a mid-roll ad, you have my full permission to use ad block on your browser, so that never happens. Because I'll get full disclosure, we don't make nearly as much as you think off of ads.
No.
I think the average smaller streamer makes 15 cents a month. A month. So we get less than $5 a year on ads. So if they're just going to roll this out, I don't fucking care.
Hold on. So I don't think you were here for this. So yesterday during my stream, someone asked me probably one of the most inappropriate questions you can ask any streamer, and he asked how much I made doing this. Yeah, doing streaming. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much I make. Yeah, but I'll tell you how much I made in ads last month. Let me just scroll down here. Ads. I made in the month of... Oh, here, let me do August. There you go. We'll do the month of August.
No, I'll do full disclosure. I'll do the same thing. Hang on, I'm gonna flip over here. I need to close some of these windows down because it's probably eating my memory.
Yeah. Hide your window. They don't need to see everything there. But I made $1.32 in ads. $1.32.
Beautiful.
Okay, let me see here. Insights, channel analysis.
Just for the month of August.
Days. Okay.
But yeah, that was an idiot asking me because, like, hey man, how much do you make doing this? By the way, guys, don't ever ask a streamer that.
No. Okay. For me, a quarter. I made a quarter in the last 30 days from ads.
Yeah.
Wow. So I can just flip that imaginary money into someone's tip cup because I don't carry real cash because COVID.
35 cents.
Barely anyone's taking cash. We don't take cash anymore, and them old people are pissed. Like, what do you mean you don't take cash? It's like, money is dirty. I'm not touching it. So yeah, full disclosure. If you want to use AdBlock, you have my permission. I will never get mad at you if you say, I need to use AdBlock. I completely understand. Because you know what? That YouTuber you watch that has hashtag ad Raid Shadow Legends, they got a fact stack from them. So you putting on AdBlock, they don't get their percentage of a penny from YouTube. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Plus, do we really want something like Manscaped showing up on here? Jesus.
We've contemplated like Tom's joked around about saying like, oh yeah, we should get sponsored by Raycon. I'm like, I have no desire to ever go to midroll.com and beg for advertiser money. No desire. No. I mean, if something cool comes up and they would never sponsor us. We're too small. We are way too small. You need X amount of subs. You need X amount of numbers to even consider them saying, yeah, here's Woody emailed whoever makes Raid Shadow Legends and said but he did it completely unprofessionally. He said he's like, IR want sponsorship. Me pay money, please. Me want money now. Me sick. So please give money, Mr. Kearns.
Oh, Woody. They deserve it, though.
Yeah. Like, a friendly reminder, this podcast is sponsored by Raise Energy. Use promo code Gamedays, 50% off. We're fine with companies that just, tiny little bit. Like, we're not, like, here's the thing. I'm going to pull this out. You not going to, like, if you see that Raid Shadow Legends ad for a YouTuber, he already got paid. He just, like, the contract is basically read our script for 3 videos. Like, we'll give you a minimum of maybe like $1,000, and we'll give you a kickback if anyone actually signs up with your code. The contracts for Raid are ridiculously easy, depending on your numbers. Although I did see someone that said, I got the email from Raid. I told them to add 2 zeros, so no deal, and they offered them $100 for like a 3 or 4 video deal. It's like, so you want me to advertise your shitty mobile game for $100? So yeah, with 16,000 replies, I think Twitch would be advantageous to backpedal on this super hard, especially when a lot of their higher tier partners are saying no, like Tinda Tatman and Negarox. I think Pokimane as well have said, bad idea, bro. Maybe back this up. Or at least give people the option to opt out. If there's that one, Joe Blow streamer who's just like, yeah, give me all that ad money. I don't care if you miss my awesome gameplay. Cool. Give the option for someone to say, you know what? Let me just manually control my ads when I go to break or I need a breather or something like that. Don't force on the people.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay.
that was the news. I told you guys we had a lot to talk about tonight. So we will try our best to just kind of scheming through the rest. So this one will be pretty easy because only 2 of us have seen the movie. So it's that time to see if Hollywood can replicate on the silver screen what people put to pixels. It's time for video games, the movie, the review, the game, the review. I keep fucking up the title. Roll the intro. It's video games, the movie, the game review. That's the name of the show. And on this edition, Shred Boss and I watched Assassin's Creed, starring Michael Fassbender. Produced in part by Ubisoft, because instead of making a game that year, they decided to make a movie instead. I was expecting the worst from this. I was pleasantly surprised. It was not terrible.
And you know what? I remember the first time I watched it, because this is the second time I've watched it, and I remember it being worse than what it was. And hold on, I'm pulling up the IMDb on this real quick, see if there's anyone else.
Jeremy Irons.
Irons.
Yeah. He's the guy who runs the Animus project.
Brandon Gleeson. Y'all may know him from the Harry Potter series as Moody. Alistair Moody. Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
So, funny, that's the first thing that I can come up with. But that's it. There's really no big names in this one.
Yeah. Fairly loosely based on the source material. I want to say that 70% of this is in modern times, and the 30% is in the whatever period it is.
Yeah, so they decided, and this is where I kind of applaud them for it, is that they decided to take it to some place that was a little that wasn't visited in the games, which was it Spain? I'm not 100% sure on this one. But the majority of it was in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say it was like the Spanish invasion of, whatever.
Which I found kind of interesting, because in the games, everyone speaks English with like their accents. And Desmond kind of questioned that in the first game. He's just like, hey, how come everyone's speaking perfect English? And Kristen Bell's like, oh, we need to translate that through the anime so you can understand it a lot better. But with this, it was just like, nope, we're in that time frame. You speak the language, which I kind of applaud them for doing that.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was very well done. Give me a second here.
Now, and I love in the beginning when they are initiating Aguilar into the Creed. You can tell that this is before Da Vinci and Altair Ezio, because they actually remove his finger so that he can do the hidden blade.
Hold on, I'm looking up the time period right now.
Yeah, because that was the thing with Altair, is that everyone in the Creed, you had to remove the finger in order for the blade to function. So you had your little nub attached to the ring, and then that's what can make it go shing.
Let's see. This was the Granada War. Was a series of military campaigns between 1482 and 1491. So during so this actually would have been taken, like, really, if you wanted to fit it into the timeline, this actually would have been taking place around the time of Ezio in probably Brotherhood, I want to say. Because it was during the reign of the Catholic monarchs. So where you had Isabel of Castile, and welcome to history nerd there. But yeah, so they took it. It revolved around a small group of like assassins in that region, and I like how they did it. I thought it was very nicely.
Yeah, And at first, when I'm watching this, I'm like, I was flipping back and forth to the whole like, well, there's a lot of more time in the modern time than it is in the ancient time. But then I'm like, here flows. I never finished the Desmond story arc, and then as far as I know, after Black Flag, they don't really focus too much on the modern time. It's just basically, okay, yeah, you hop in the Animus, and you're just doing this stuff, and the real world or the modern time never ever plays effect because you're always playing the assassin. You never see any Animus stuff.
Yeah, the Black Flag had you roaming around doing like oddball stuff, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't like with Desmond where it was pertinent to the story. But what it.
And that was the thing for me, like during the whole like that trilogy of games, and I really should go back and finish them. I found the modern day stuff a little bit more interesting than just, oh yeah, you're in this time period, so you're this type of assassin, right? I'm like, yeah, you can do that, whatever, but like I kind of want to know, like I kind of want to see modern day assassins, right. And this movie kind of gave us that a little bit, which I really appreciated.
And I will say this: the way that they melded the past with the present, with the way they handled the Animus, I loved it. So if y'all are familiar with the games, the Animus, they just kind of get into a chair. In the movie, he's essentially put into a harness that picks him up and moves him around. So if he's climbing a building, the harness is
lifting it up, and he's doing the actions when he's remembering what Aguilar did. Which I kind of got, I kind of said like, oh, this is kind of like Doc Ock, because it's the same harness and the same thing on his neck.
So, I mean, it was, there were references in there to like, the leap of faith and,
Desyncing
and all that. But I like really the references that they tried to make, you could tell that they really kind of shoehorned them in there. And like, but overall, it wasn't a bad movie.
No.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. I think, though, that there's a lot of fat you could cut from it. It's a 2-hour runtime. It could have easily been cut down to 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot you could chew out of that.
Yeah. A lot of filler.
Yeah. I gotta say, though, that, like, not the best work from Jeremy Irons. I think, like, I mean, he's fine in this, but, like, I've seen him in other stuff, and he's such a better actor than this movie makes him out to be. I think Michael Fassbender did a good job in this. So how you take that? A married couple do 2 separate video game franchises, and neither of them were god awful. Because he's married to Alexia Vanderkopf, who plays Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider reboot.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, it's okay. It's not horrible.
No.
Range in our listing of movies. So
yeah, it's not in a North American Netflix, but if you've got a VPN, you can easily change it to watch it on like Netflix Japan or Germany or France or something like that. Which, I mean, it's the same exact movie. You just keep the English dialogue in there. That's how I watched it. So, I mean, give it a shot. If you're a fan of this, if you're a fan of the series, you'll get some enjoyment out of it. It's not, it's not a terrible video game adaptation. It's not a but it's not gonna. It's not. It didn't wow me. It wowed me a little bit, but not so much where like I need to watch this again. I'm like, I'm content with what I saw, and that's all that you could ask for, really.
I look at it this way: if I had seen that in the movie theaters, I wouldn't have been pissed.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I wasted money on this piece of shit." I'd be like, "Oh, it was good." Yeah.
So
the mentality of sometimes it's okay to be okay with movies. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so that was our quick review of that. Not a whole lot to talk about because I mean, there's this.
There really wasn't a whole lot. There really was. If you've played an Assassin's Creed game, you've seen the movie. Essentially,
Very much.
Especially anything of the Desmond, the Desmond saga. Then you've seen the movie essentially.
Except that sounds like they got a little creative with the Animus, but
a little bit.
Well, I would say it's better. It's gone from like laying back in chair and picking your mission to strap me in and I'm actually doing the thing.
Right. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing else you could really say about it. I mean, they had a wonderful amount of source material, and I'm glad they didn't rehash any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And did just enough that you could go, okay, this is Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. You got Templars, you got Assassins, you got Animus, you got going back. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. So,
all right, time for podcast questions. We gotta ram through these real quickly. So we pulled questions from the Discord that you guys ask, and we try to answer them seriously or sometimes jokingly, mostly jokingly. Wordman asks, "What do you guys think of the new variations of the courses in Fall Guys?" We already actually answered that at the beginning of the podcast. We like them. Keep it fresh until season 2 comes out in 2 weeks. Fat Man asks, "Are you anyone else going to try and buy an RTX 3080 GPU tonight?" No. From what I've heard,
tonight.
Yeah, those pre-orders went out the same time as PS5. I think those sites are getting slammed too. So yeah, no new video cards for us. Jibblesocks asks, "What are some things you do to help decompress from a long stream or a bad game day?" Actually, I'll let you know my regimen, what I'm going to do as soon as I'm done wrapping up this podcast. I go offline. I go upstairs. I throw the TV on. I try to catch up on any YouTube videos I missed. And go back to old favorites. Just kind of decompress by watching stuff that I like. I'll grab a salty snack to just kind of ease out the rest of the night. And then I'll just crawl off the bed and then that's it. Because I'm a night owl. I decompress after stream. I was like, that was good, or it's just like, I don't have a whole lot of bad streams, but
I don't. My issue is I don't normally have time to decompress because it's normally when I'm done streaming, I'm jumping straight into something with minibus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it might be something as simple as I got to get in the car and go get him, or we got to go to the park. And so I really don't get a whole bunch of decompressed time. When the button goes off. I mean, I have enough time to go, whoever I've rated, go, "Hey guys, how's it going? Glad I was here. Time for minibus." Well, later.
What about on Wednesdays when you do the podcast or you do your GTA nights?
Oh, I just turned the damn thing off, shake my head, said, "What a bunch of fucking chuckleheads."
There you go.
Yeah.
I go to bed.
Patrick, what about you?
I don't have a lot of really bad podcasts, really bad streams or anything like that. If I do, I just go and play something I really enjoy that I normally would not stream to try to calm down. Maybe, kick back, grab a beverage, put on something on Netflix. But for the most part, it's a bit difficult to rattle me because my day job is hell compared to anything this website can ever throw at me.
Nice. Banana Poet asks, "What's your advice for a growing streamer who's new to fundraising for Extra Life?" If you are brand new and doing charity right away, don't expect anything. Or if you get anything, be grateful for what you get. I'll put a case in point. The very first time I tried to do Extra Life, I had a minuscule audience. Melly and I did a 24-hour stream. I got $5. And this was also spamming the hell out of Screw Attack, the Extra Life themselves, the hospital I was playing for. Just nothing. And also I learned too, and I'm glad that Rooster Teeth themselves don't do this anymore. I was going up against them. Because they used to do their 24-hour streams on the game day, and I think Jack and Katie and Chad kind of realized, well, that's kind of taking away from everyone else. If we do it the weekend after, we'll still get that viewership, and the people who would rather go see those smaller guys or those other communities, they can go donate to them. And I think they also do a great job of doing the community day too. So every hour they'll switch to a different RT community, and they'll get a little bit of exposure that way too. So if anyone out there is just starting off and you're going to do charity right away, my advice, if you were looking to get that exposure, maybe get more people into donating to your Extra Life cause, network, play games with friends, play games with other streamers if they can, and that will kind of help get your name out there. I mean, if you look at us and you look at other, especially like people within Eric's circle that came from Mixer when they shut down, like all of us we're in agreement in Game Days. It's like, okay, we gotta bring them in, and let's just make sure that they can get affiliate as soon as possible. So tweet, be in their streams, chat, host them, rate them. That's the best way to kind of, get everyone started.
What a lot of my Mixer people are at this point affiliate. We did have a couple who were partners over on Mixer who did get partnered back over here. But I mean, perfect example. Lekka K, they, even though she was a partner over on Mixer, they denied her. Although I think her current one was still in limbo, but she's at least an affiliate, so she's still making that money a little bit. So,
but I think with the amount of subs I see her get and the viewership, her viewership's going up, she will get partnered no problem.
She'll have partner in no time.
Yeah,
partner in no time. So,
but yeah, I think that's some good expectations, some good reality when it comes to something like this. Is you have to network, you have to talk to people, because just because you're trying to do charity doesn't mean that you're going to get the attention. That's not the reality of it. You really have to put forth the effort. You have to understand that just because you're doing that 24-hour stream doesn't mean that you're going to get that attention either. Maybe consider a smaller stream.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I want to do
4 hours.
Yeah, my first year that I did it, I did 12. Like we had thought about it, and even 12 for me at that point. This is when I was first starting to stream. 12 was a stretch. I struggled. Now I can do 12 without. Now I can do 12 without thinking about it.
Yeah,
but I mean it's baby steps. I mean, I want to say my first campaign for the McLeod Children's Hospital, I brought in $100. That was 3 years ago, I think. I brought in $100. I mean, and then of course it's built up. 2 years ago it was, I brought in $500. Last year I lucked out and made $1,250. So it's definitely a building block.
Yeah.
Just, it's to raise that money for charity. You also got to build up your channel. It's kind of a dual thing.
And one of the other things I would recommend, and it's something that I've taken from Eric, is that pick a day a week to focus on your Extra Life. Also set goals. Like, give yourself, like, he's got his, I mean, you're at a point now where you have to do some Twitch Sing stuff.
Yep.
I'm at the point where I've done, like, every $100 mark, I do a bad playthrough, and I've done, 3 of them. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I forgot I did through my week. I beat Duke Nukem Forever. God, that game is as bad as people say it is. It should have stayed dead and buried in the 90s.
It's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a building process, and I don't know about anyone like Patrick. I don't know if you're working with whoever the head of the donation, who head of finances over at WVU Medicine's Children's Hospital. But like I talk with, we call her, lovingly call her my extra life lady, from a cloud, almost on a weekly basis, trying to figure out how we can do that. So that's another avenue that I work with, to figure out how we can bring in more money for Extra Life. So I mean, it's a process. I mean, you figure it out over time, really.
Yeah.
So.
And the last question we have from Monkish. Are you planning to go all digital next generation, or will they pry the discs from your cold, dead hands?
My cold, dead hands.
I'm going to go all digital. I literally have 4 discs.
I don't know about PlayStation 5 because I do have a few physical discs that I don't really know if I want to get rid of and to go all digital for. Series X will be physical because I still have a vast collection of Xbox 360 games that I pray to God will eventually go backwards compatible. Oh, here you go. And look, most of those cases are being chroma keyed out.
This is all I got.
Yeah.
Right here. This is it.
I know with Xbox One, like I've gone mostly digital. I mean, there's some stuff there that are physical, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I'll pull the trigger on something.
With as often as I was looking for that. It's literally here's what it is. It's I have of those discs I just held up is Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation, Black Ops 3 for the Xbox, Mass Effect 3 because I had to buy. I bought it because I got it like dirt cheap. It was like $2, and we needed to do it for a game day incentive. So I'm like, whatever. I'll spend $2 and get it. And the other one is Lego Dimensions, which they don't even support anymore. So,
you want to talk about buying stuff for stuff that's not supported anymore? I just got in the mail my wife said, "Oh, you got a game in?" I said, "What game? I didn't order a game." It's like, "Oh yeah, I bought that. I bought a toy box gem for Disney Infinity 3 that basically turns all my Disney Infinity characters into Mario Kart."
Nice.
I was like, she's like, "Will this work?" I said, "It's not online, so yeah. I mean, we could pop this in. Like, I'll pick Cap, you pick Iron Man, and we'll race around carts, and then we'll switch it out. I'll be Yoda, you be Han Solo."
All digital will cost more in the long run. There are games that cost like $12 for a disc. It still costs the full amount for digital. That's true until you hit certain parts of the year.
Yeah.
And then they just.
I mean,
I would flip that argument around and say sometimes digital really hurts the value of a video game.
I mean, let's be honest. I picked up Horizon Zero Dawn and the DLC, and Spider-Man and all of its DLC for $40.
Yeah.
When PlayStation did their big, digital game sale. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm more than happy to, go all digital. I don't. Yeah, if I maintained my collection over the years, then I'd be inclined to kind of get the disc, the one with the disc drives. But I've sold most of my stuff, like most of my discs, so or traded them in. So yeah, I'm content with being digital.
I'm still on the fence, but it's going to be at least a year before I even think of getting those consoles. So we'll wait and see. And then when that year comes up, I'm going to have a lot of stuff to play. Oh, yeah, the one thing we didn't talk about the PlayStation is they teased God of War Ragnarok.
Yes.
So God of War 5. And yes, I'm calling it God of War 5 because guess what, game companies? Numbers still exist even if you pretend they don't. Just because you don't put a number in there. Who cares if Joe Blow says, wait a minute, who are all these characters in Devil May Cry 5? I don't know who this is. I don't understand this relationship. Well, did you play 1 through 4? No. Then that's your own fucking fault.
Dude, if you've seen brand new Spider-Man Complete going for $5 on disc, grab that shit up because I have never heard of such madness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We went very, very late. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do my decompression after show stuff. But if you're watching this live on Twitch, we are actually going to do a raid. We're going to raid an old G1 by the name of Tech Decker, who is currently playing Fall Guys and looking to get affiliate. So let's show him some love. Let's get his viewer numbers up so he can get that affiliate status. I'm just going to check his followers. He's got enough followers to make affiliate, so he just needs that concurrent viewership. So let's help him out with that. But before we send you guys over there, we're going to do our plugging. Eric, what do you got on the streaming side?
Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be doing. We're going to be checking in Elite Dangerous. Haven't checked in probably about 6 weeks, so it'll be interesting to, if not, well, actually longer than that. It's probably almost been 3 months. So we will be checking that out. I think tomorrow's just going to be a flip-flop kind of a game, game day. Then Friday, Fundraising Friday, we got Forza Horizon and second half. And then in a change, there's no shooting stuff Saturday.
Ooh.
It's
decided to work. Oh yeah, you said you decided you're gonna just work.
I'm gonna go to work all day. So
okay. So for the times he is streaming, that's gonna be over on twitch.tv/shortbus_Eric. Patrick, what do you got going on?
I went ahead and posted the schedule in chat for anybody who wants to grab that and give me a follow, hint, hint. But I am doing Fall Guys tomorrow. It's going to be a race for the crown because I hate to say this, guy, I have not gotten the crown in that. Then again, I haven't played it a whole lot, but we're throwing down for the crown tomorrow, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern if you're interested in participating in that. Saturday, I'm going to be doing a little bit of Magic the Gathering because we've got the brand new set is coming out soon enough. And then on Sunday, we're going back to Final Fantasy 14. So I know a lot of people have been in chat talking about 14. Hey, come join me on Sunday and we'll make it a good night.
And that's over on twitch.tv/resetpatrick. And we got a half asleep minibus. He is. Oh. I saw him walk over and then all of a sudden he's just like, what's going on? Don't tell him I'm here because then he'll start yelling, yes, Johnny Chase.
Say hi to Johnny. Oh, no, he's so dumb.
He's so dumb. All right. I'll do my plug so then you can put him back, or you can put him back now. We're done here. Over on my channel, twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase, 9 p.m. because my mall decided, oh yeah, we're gonna do full hours, but just for 2 days. So screw your new screen schedule. I'm gonna look at GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. Never checked it out. Gonna see what that's all about. That's gonna be on the 360. And then I got my Extra Life Mondays, which I'm not. If I don't have that done, if I don't have GoldenEye done by then, I'm actually gonna go back to Iron Man VR. I have not finished that yet, and now that it's getting a little bit colder, I don't have to worry about sweating my ass off. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and finish that up on Monday. But as far as game days, this guy right here will be back at 10 p.m. Eastern with Predator Hunting Grounds crossplay on PC and PS4. We had a ton of fun last time we did that, and also Ilphonic decided to meme us up by collecting our clips and showing them off to the world.
That's right, and we expect the memeing to continue.
Yes. Everyone, please be terrible at the game so we can be memed. Yeah, he's a little bit more weight. He's gonna pass out.
He's not gonna last long. Ooh,
yeah.
We need to change that though.
Oh, okay. Content has been made live on the podcast. Saturday, it's gonna be Super Mario Challenge 4. Be sure to be here for that. I am at 125 for a hard reset and about to beat World. Jimbo is at World 8 of Mario 3. As long as no one screws him over, he might actually win. And then this Chucklehead is on 2, as is Shiro. Everyone's still at a $50 reset. Be there for the Calamity at 7 p.m. Friday, we have our panel with RTX at home, as part of the community panels. That's at 7 p.m. We will get you guys the streaming details. Keep an eye on our socials, and all of us will be retweeting the hell out of it. A bunch of us will be hosting it at 7 p.m. Be sure to be there for that. Sunday is Among Us with Fat Man. If you can't make it, we'll have an alternate though, because for a last minute game tonight, that was a ton of fun. All right, that's enough for our shilling. Man, this is a long podcast. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I thank you guys so much. Let's go say hi to Tech Decker. Show him some love. Help him get to affiliate. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.